long video out there. Just made a short video of why the fuck I'm like this, not to make a long one. I've become an angry fuck out of a level of self-preservation mentally. When I was nice, I attracted a lot of people because I was hyper, I was fun-loving, I didn't think too hard, I didn't ask too many questions, but I was still reliable. I was still the person that asks you why something is happening instead of just saying it's happening. On top of being much more softer with my tone, and for the need to use a very harsh tone. He attracted a lot of people. A lot of bad people. I don't expect any sympathies. I don't expect any leaving of my actions or ways of being towards specific people, but I think at the very least, a motherfucker could at least know why a motherfucker they don't like is the way that they are. Because I imagine that's a big question. I've been cheated on, I've been slandered, I've been hated, I've been betrayed, I've been used, I've been thrown away, I've been ghosted. Even without doing something, these things happen anyway. Before I was this angry, brutish fuck, I was actually quite the kind person, to the point that somebody from my past, like way in my past, came back and was confused as to why the fuck I was so mean. I couldn't tell them the answer because I just didn't trust them anymore. Fuck the part is that they were one of the reasons why I was like that. I told them that. But they didn't care to hear about the specifics. That's why they didn't stick around, as I thought. Being a nice person that's supportive is not an easy thing. It gets you used. It gets you thrown away. It gets you some of the worst fucking people in the game constantly on you as a regular thing. It attracts some of the most blasphemous and problematic individuals you've ever met that quite literally there is nothing keeping you from going insane one day. I hit my tipping point. After like 4 years of ER chat, I hit my tipping point. After 8 months of a specific group of mine telling me that I sexually exploited somebody, in which I had to launch an investigation on myself to prove my innocence. And once I did, after 8 months, despite the blocking, the ridicule, the slander, the rumoring, the insults, the berating, I then remembered, wait a minute, that motherfucker was flirting with me the entire time. And I just wasn't reciprocating it. Until that one day when I did. And I showed them the screenshots and proved it. The answer I got was, oh, well, we just wanted to fuck with you. That's it. That's all I got. I said, well, can I at least get an apology? They're like, no, fuck no. He told me I was being greedy. 8 months of ridicule and slander from the people that I like the most, my main friend group, just for them to tell me at the actual sign of my innocence that they were doing it because it was funny. They weren't even content creators. That was just the normal populace of the game. Some people just wouldn't acknowledge my presence. Some people acted like I was just a here and there. There's one dude who told me that the only reason he hangs out with me is because on specific nights I'm top enough, and other nights I'm not bottom enough. I confronted him about that for about a month. And I said, I don't understand how that works. But apparently it was abnormal for me to even question that. So I lost another fucking friend group because of it. Those people were content creators. I'm not going to say I've done it perfect. I'm not going to say that was the nicest or that I did everything as a motherfucker should. That was the most responsible with my reactions. That I took care of everybody. I'm not going to say that because that's impossible. That's a wild claim to ever fucking just sit there and delude yourself into thinking you did it all right for 4 years. But I tried. I really did. The funniest part about my current present is that there are some people from my past who are willing to talk shit out, and I've come back to do so. And upon looking at it with them, or going over it again with them, after so long, we end up coming to a conclusion that either what I argued wasn't that big of a deal, or what the fuck happened wasn't that big of a deal. I think I got like slandered for like 3 months by two people because I unadded them, and that was the only issue they had with me. There was no arguments. There wasn't no like outlashes. There wasn't anything from my side. Confirmed, by the way, confirmed with that person. There was nothing from my side, but it didn't stop them from going around and saying I was a fucking dickhead. And because of the way that people are in VR chat, they just said, "Yeah, you're right. He is." And a rumor turned into a truth. I'd love to be nice. I'm trying my fucking best to be nice. But at every fucking twist and turn to be a better person, to be good, to be nice, to be kinder to people when I first meet them or generally know them, to move on from my past is the most difficult fucking thing because I get reminded of exactly why I have the past in the first place with my current present because everyone is the same now. I walk into a room and I see everyone's issues. I don't even need to speak to them that long anymore. It's not a thing of being judgmental. It's a thing I actually wait to confirm every time. When I meet someone, I think to myself, judging this person based off of shit that you're recognizing as a pattern is a bad thing to do. Why? Because it's wrong to judge everybody as the same. Just because you went through some shit. It's the same shit I argue to motherfuckers that can't get into a new romantic relationship because they're still dealing with the grief from their last one. All right. Or motherfuckers that are in a relationship but keep applying that same distrust with their current partner because of their last one. It's not fair to judge everybody by a standard that they've never even had the opportunity to fuck up with. So I go into a friendship thinking, okay, that's fair. Why not just try it up? I brace myself every time so I don't have to scream or be like, oh, what the fuck? Or some level of like immediate aggression. And then I'm right. Then I talk to them about their problems, I'm right. I mention something and then I'm right. I call out that crippling loneliness they feel with the gap of sex and constant attention, and then they tell me a specific line of dialogue that I'm not supposed to say to anybody else except them. And then I tell them I don't want to be their friend. So not directly afterwards or anything, because that's just fucked up. But something happens in the midst of that period of when they actually told me what the fuck was up, and later on, and then I tell them I can't be their friend anymore. And instead of them taking it with strides and moving on, they call me a dickhead. They say it's because of my ego. Then they tell me I'm a fucking asshole. And then they say I can't deal with your ass. And then they move the fuck on. And then they slander my name for months afterwards because I was one person they actually give a shit about that said I can't give a shit about you anymore. I had to deal with that at least 3 times this month alone. And I forgave the people. It doesn't erase the rumor, though. It doesn't reverse the damage unless they actively go around to everyone they slandered my name to and tell them they were wrong. I'm not even angry because, go figure, no one sees me as angry. I'm not a bitter fuck because no one sees me as a bitter fuck. I'm a bitter fuck and I'm an angry shit because everyone perceives me as this now. No matter what the fuck I do, no matter how much good I put out there, no matter what effort I argue, I am just a bitter fuck to most people. I'm just an angry piece of shit. But the funny part is I'm always able to prove why I'm like this way. I don't just claim that I'm this way for no fucking reason. I prove why I'm like this. And I still get told that I'm making shit up. It's not true. It's fucking crazy. It's actually crazy to me. I've always thought it was crazy. I like this community. Obviously, it don't like me, but that's because I made it that way at some point. It's a thing of my own volition. Because in my mind, why the fuck would I want to be on good terms with the dude who just became a pedophile a month later? When I saw him do shit, said it, called it out, and then got called crazy or a drama starter just for it to be fucking true. But because no one liked the fact that I called it out and I ruined the vibe, I'm still a bad fucking person. That's why I'm an asshole with some people. With others, our interactions were so insignificant that they should mean nothing years later. But one fuck up is all it takes with some people to be an eternal enemy. People have proven that to me so many times that I can't even count on one finger anymore. Sorry, on one hand anymore. It's been proven so often to me that being good in this game is not a thing of good character. It's not a thing of respectable qualities. It's more so a thing of how well do you fit in and how much can you please other people. That's what defines a good person in fucking VR chat. How entertaining are you to the person across the room? And most of the times, I'm really entertaining. But like all tools, once it stops having a use, you don't want it around. I've been told countless times that I'm not fun enough. That's why they don't want me around. Me. I've been told that I'm not top enough to be around. Sucks to ass when you put so much investment into people emotionally just for those same people to fucking act like you don't exist. If that's this type of shit that I'm supposed to sit here and be quiet and nice over, then fuck, then I might as well just do what I told everyone they shouldn't have to do. Be quiet, be oppressed. No one should feel like they can't express themselves emotionally, even if there is backlash. I I would hope that my peers would be able to take someone's emotional distress and be able to handle it somewhat appropriately, or at least want to understand to a degree. Ain't nobody perfect in this fucking game. There are some people going around spreading a rumor that I think everyone needs to be perfect. I've never argued that a day in my fucking life. I argue that we should be better than our past. That's what I've always argued, that we should try to be better. It just feels like I'm the only person that actually tries to practice that. I've been told many times that if someone doesn't want to be my friend, then that's fine. That's it. That's how it is. Oh, I don't want to be your friend. Well, that's it. That's all there is to it. You don't need an explanation. Why? Because I'm allowed to decide who I want around. And then I take the same fucking formula and I do it myself. And I tell people, hey man, I don't want to be your friend because of this, and this. Because I believe everyone's at least somewhat obligated to an explanation so they can have that ability to have closure and then move the fuck on. I actually have DMs with motherfuckers where my last message is, I just don't fuck with you because of this, and this. And those same people are the people that slander me the most. There are people who have done me so much wrong in this community, all right, one sidedly, by the way. And I still have no ability to recover from the shit that they have said or done behind my back or to me. And the fucked up part is if you hear something similar to another person's complaint, you're just going to assume it's true. A rumor becomes true if enough people say it. That's the most fucked up part about rumors. I don't know what else a motherfucker can do. It doesn't feel like there's a point in being nice or good to people if everybody's trying to attack you every time you are. Does it feel like it's worth being nice or good to people if every time you try to be good to people, they feel the need to use you? And it doesn't feel nice to be good to people if every time you do be good to people, you attract some of the worst people in the game that will never help themselves, but constantly rely on you to help them. All this shit I'm arguing on my fucking page, all this shit that I'm saying, isn't because I'm just some bitter, angry fuck. It's just because I'm tired of being used, thrown away, being relied upon, and then getting nothing back from it. Not even not even some support, not even some words of encouragement. And the fucked up part is that's all I usually ask for. I don't like asking people for shit. I don't want them to validate my bad characteristics or bad behavior. Never wanted that. Because that just makes a motherfucker stuck. I don't think I'm big and bad. In fact, I don't like people seeing me as big and bad. I don't want people to fear me. I've heard a lot of times that people think I'm fear mongering. I don't like people fearing me. I've been told I wasn't nice enough, when in fact I was nice at the very beginning. Then they gave me reasons to not be nice, and I told them I can't keep being kind to you if you keep doing these fucking things, just for them to tell me that I'm an asshole. Like the other fucking day, I told someone I didn't want to fuck. I just told someone I didn't want to have sex because I wanted to prioritize an emotional connection. I didn't know enough about them. They banned it with a group of people from my past. One having an issue from 7 months ago that we spoke on and got neutrally done 4 times in front of other people, and one that already knew that they were being annoying as shit and a problem. And I got bandwagoned against because I didn't want to have sex with one of them. Even my fucking ex, who was playing mediator, looked at that and said, "What the fuck are you guys doing? It just sounds like you all have like a little bit of an issue that's back and forth, and only one of you guys are actually just straight up in the wrong. This seems unfair." When I argued it alone, I was just a bad guy. But I have legitimate reasons to be mad. Their reasoning for being mad, we feel like you're not giving us acknowledgement. That was their reasoning. We feel like this happened, but I could prove it. That was my most recent active friend group. They told me I need to be nicer. One made death threats. One wanted to pressure me into fucking sex. Another one couldn't get over a beef from 7 months ago. And one just left. He told me that he's leaving the groups. He told me that, and then he proceeded to show up with the same opposition group, meaning that he wasn't leaving groups. He just left me and lied to my face. He just didn't want to deal with the drama type shit. He could have just said that. I would have understood more. In my lowest points in times of need, I get abandoned quite frequently. I'm used to doing it all alone because no one ever sticks by my side. No one. I don't even expect people to stick by my side anymore. Nice or mean. I just hope that they do. Usually I'm wrong. Real friends in VR chat are very hard to come by. A person that sticks by your side, a person that's honest with you, a motherfucker that's willing to communicate. That shit's very rare. And the people who usually do have that aren't exactly the best people. They usually find someone that can't do anything by themselves. I've seen many people in this game who are not exactly the most mentally healthy, but healthier than the person that they're talking to. All right. Take advantage of that same fucking person by making them solely dependent on them. I never understood that. Being solely dependent on one person to function on a normal level. I've always thought that was predatory. I always thought that was predatory. I've been called a bad person for calling out that same dynamic. Even tonight, the dude that I helped out when he was at his lowest point, going through a situation with his goddamn girl to the point of making him borderline suicidal. Sat there all night when nobody else would. Gave him words of encouragement so he wouldn't do the deed. And I tried to hang out with him just for it to not go anywhere. And for him to say tonight, I know you're going through a crisis, but I can't stick by your side. There's too much backlash from other people, too much heat on you. The most fucked up part is that all I did, or all that was really happening, was a difference in opinion from me to them. It sucks ass. It really sucks ass to say it, but I've seen pedophiles in this game treated better than me. I've seen zoophiles treated better than me. How can a motherfucker not be angry when the priority isn't any of those things, but how much you don't want to accept the truth and how much you want to feel offended? It's really hard to be nice in this goddamn game. It's really hard to be kind. I'm not talking about that bullshit ass kindness where someone just doesn't start drama. I mean kind. Search up the definition of kind. You'll know what the fuck I mean. As I said in my very first video, I'm a liar, just like you. I'm a manipulator, just like you. I'm an asshole, just like you. I'm a fucking piece of shit, just like you. And I am a fucking horrible narcissist, just like you. The only difference between me and other people is that I try my best not to be those things. Keep that in mind.